Welcome to Dr. Rock's Fitness Fun. Today we're going to talk about posture and how to use a stick to monitor and to develop and to maintain good posture. What you'll need for this class is a stick about 4 feet long. It can be a broomstick, it can be a dowel of any kind, something that is pretty solid that doesn't bend much at all. It needs to be about that long. So that's what you need to use, and that's it. So first we're going to talk about good posture and what is good posture. Before we use the stick, I want to talk about one aspect of good posture that's really, really important, and that is what's happening with your head. We spend too much time doing this, looking at phones, looking at computers, driving, that our head is too far forward. And so an exercise to help to eliminate that is the chin tuck. The chin tuck simply is bringing your chin straight back. So you can put your finger on your chin and push it back. So it's not that, it's straight back, like so. We call it the double chin exercise because it gives you a double chin and it makes you talk funny. But it's good posture. So that's the chin tuck, and that's going to be really important when we use the stick to monitor our posture. All right, so the stick to monitor our posture, we're going to put the stick behind our back, something like this. And if you kind of go into a sort of a normal bad posture, you'll notice that my mid-back is on the stick, but my butt's not on the stick, nor is my head on the stick. And so for good posture, what we want is 3 points of contact here. We want not only our mid-back to be on the stick, but we want our sacrum, butt, to be touching the stick, and our head. So use that chin tuck to bring the head back. There's good posture, just like so. And then as you do that, you can think about bringing your belly button in towards your spine, and not so much that you start pushing the low back against the stick. You just want a gentle belly button in towards your spine. And another way to think about that, engaging your core, is bringing your two front hip bones closer together. That's more of just an energetic movement, but that's really important. So you want to engage your core a little bit. So there's our good posture. 3 points of contact against the stick, abdominals engaged, and one more piece, the knees. You don't want your knees to be locked out, because as soon as you lock out your knees, you lose that abdominal engagement. You get too much sway back. That's not good. So you want your knees to be slightly bent, just unlocked. Belly button in towards your spine to engage your core. Front hip bones closer together to engage your core. 3 points of contact. So right there, there's our good posture. Now, you can use this stick to monitor good posture when you're bending over, for instance, to pick something up. So a lot of us, when we bend over, it looks something like that. And I totally lose the contact of the sacrum and of the head. So try to bend forward as if you're going to pick something up, keeping those 3 points of contact. It's going to look like that. And then you can pick something up. That is so much better for your low back than bending, than rolling forward. So 3 points of contact. So you can use that to practice bending forward to pick something up. All right, let's get started on the exercises. So we have our stick, we have our good posture, shoulders back too. That just kind of happens automatically as you do the good posture, but consider your shoulders back. And you're going to hold your stick about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit further. And the first exercise is simply bringing the stick to your chin. Boom, like that. You're going to get some movement in your shoulder blades, like so. Now, you don't want to bring your chin to the stick. You don't want to do that. You want to keep that chin tuck. You want to keep that good posture, and it's going to look like this. Let's do 10 of them together. So here we go. 1, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Get some movement in those shoulder blades. 3, remember, keep your abdominal muscles engaged, your core engaged. 3, and that might be 10. Good, that's the first exercise. Okay, the next exercise, we'll call it touchdown because, you know, touchdown. So here we go. Here you're going to keep your hands a little bit further apart, about like so. And the movement is from stick in front of you to touchdown, just like that. Some common mistakes on that is too much arching your back. You don't want that. You want to keep your good posture. You don't want too much of that arch, and you want to go up like that. Now, if your shoulders are a bit compromised, you might go up like that. But just go up to where it's comfortable and right there. Shoulders, you don't want your shoulders to be coming up towards your ears, but you don't want to really force them down or else you're going to limit your range of motion. So your shoulders are going to come up a little bit at the end. That's okay, you can let them. And you want to keep your abdominal muscles engaged. So let's do 10. 1, 2, 3. And my chest comes up a little bit, that's good. Okay. All right, we have one more from this position, and that's side bends. So starting in the touchdown position, get your head back, chin tuck, good posture, and then we're just going to bend to one side, and then bend to the other side. Nice stretch of all those intercostal muscles, the quadratus lumborum muscle down here. The intercostal muscles, you stretch those out, you're going to get more rib movement, you're going to get more breathing capacity. So here we go, let's do 5 on each side. So 1 to one side. You want to keep your body in one plane. You don't want to bend forward or back while you're doing this. And you just go as far as comfortable. And we might have one more. Okay, so that's the side bends. And one more from this position. This time, for me, I have to move my hands out further. And this one, you only do if it feels good. If you get to a point where it hurts your shoulder, then don't do it. But the idea here is to bring the stick, keeping your chin tuck and keeping that good posture. You want to bring the stick all the way back. And you can bring it all the way down, or you can find a kind of a sticky place and go back and forth there. Be careful that you're not arching your back. You want to keep that good posture and just find a good place. My elbows, I want them to be fairly straight as they can be, and then come back up. That's just a bonus one. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. That's okay to not do that one for sure. Next one. Stick behind your back at that place where that gets all really tight and congested, that dowager's hump area. And so you're going to put the stick there, and then you want your hands, your wrists, just to kind of hang over the stick like so. And the movement here is going to be fairly subtle. It's not a big movement. Get that good posture, abdominal muscles engaged, imagining 3 points of contact with the stick, and then you're going to push the stick forward a little bit while you bend your head back, or I would say just bend over there. You don't want to just let your head go. That's not the movement. The movement, we want to make the fulcrum be right where that stick is. So, looks something like this. Let's do about 8 of those. So I'm pushing in with the stick, and I'm just bending over the stick, back over the stick. Okay, so that's getting movement in that upper thoracic area that gets so stuck. All right, the next one, this is a great one. We're going to put our stick behind our back and put it in the crook of our elbow, so it's going to look about like that. We're working from about that T5 area down to about T10, T11 area. But you can just find a spot that you want to start with, because we're going to move to different spots. Now, it's kind of the same idea as the last exercise. Get your chin back, get your good posture. And then the movement is simply going to be bringing the stick forward while you use that stick as a fulcrum to bend over. So, like so. Now you don't want to bend your whole back. We're wanting to focus that bend right at where the stick is. So it's less movement than you might imagine. And you can go up and down your spine. You might find a place that's a little bit more stuck. We're actually mobilizing the thoracic spine. We're pushing into the vertebra to get it to move a little bit more. I really like it about like that. That's where a lot of us have some really sticky spots. So do this a few times in a few different places. Experiment with higher and lower. Oh, that's good too. Like so. That's a great one. You can also do a little bit of rotation from this position. And from here, same position, we're just going to rotate to one side. And at the end, you can kind of give a push with, in this case, my right hand. And then to the other side, give a little push. So let's do 5 on each side. 1. Keeping your abdominals engaged. Have I said that before? Keeping your chin tucked. Have I said that before? And let's do one more. You can move the stick up and down a little bit on this one. It doesn't make as much difference with the rotation. Okay, and then we have one more, and that's stick behind your back. And this time, you're going to hold the stick with your hands, palms forward. So there's the position to start with. And then the movement is going to be simply bringing the stick away from your back. That's the movement. And then squeezing your shoulder blades together at the same time. You want to be careful not to do that. That's not it. You don't want to really arch your back. You keep that good posture, and the only movement is coming from your shoulders. So here we go. Let's do 10. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your chin back. You can experiment with pulling the stick apart. That feels pretty good. And one more. Now, let's just check our posture again. So let's take the stick again and go this way. See about those 3 points of contact now. Is it a little bit easier to get to that point? It is for me. My head seems to just want to lay there a little bit easier against the stick rather than forward. And then again, core engagement, bend your knees a little bit, there's your good posture. And I hope that's a little bit easier now after having done those exercises. So there you have it. Those are the exercises with the stick to help your posture. If you do a little bit of this every day, if you just go through those exercises, it'll take you about 10 minutes. And I can guarantee you it will help your posture, it will help you be able to stand up taller, it will decrease your neck and upper back pain, and it'll allow for more movement in that thoracic area. Thanks for tuning in.